And we are live, week 22, match day Premier League with the Premier League punters. Unfortunately, big man on campus cannot join us today, but that's okay. Flying the team bankroll flag. I'm going to say Flash first, because last time I said Flash and he didn't hear me. Flash, welcome to the show.
Yeah, you was right, Nat. You was right, as always.
Not
I just probably wasn't listening,
wrong.
as always.
Not often wrong, but I just want to make sure that I welcome you to the show. And that you
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
I feel very welcome.
Thank you very much for being here. I do apologise. We got lost in translation here. They will be filming the Football League show tomorrow. Big Man has family commitments today, so they're going to film the Football League show tomorrow. So I messaged Flash and I said, "We're going to film tomorrow." That's what I said. And so he was like, okay. So he didn't realise. So I appreciate you coming on last minute and hope that you were able to get prepared. And obviously introducing Russ. Nice to have you here, Russ. Never sure when you're coming, when you're not. But today you're here.
They seek him here, they seek him there. I'm here.
That's good. It's good. It's like a joy when you're here. So anyway, listen. I've managed to update all the record now, so I can tell you who did good over the Christmas break and who did not do good. And I have to say, before we bring up the new record, the old record as it stood, Flash was number 1 with 19.7 units of profit. Myself, minus 5.6. Big Man, minus 9.6. And our Russ, our part-timer, was 25.9 in the negative. So let's have a look how we have done over the Christmas break. Fortune Freddy, take it away. Here we go. Minus 13.2. So we've done better. We were minus 21. We were minus 21.
Okay, that's not
We're now
bad.
minus 13. And there we go. Flash storming ahead. 31.5. Christmas was good to Flash. Big Man is now second. He did good. Even Russ did good. It was just me that did bad. There we go. Just me.
You got to get on that
bad.
Man United train, haven't
you? For all you guys but me. So congratulations.
You've lost your belief, haven't you? Man United.
Congratulations. And so we were minus 21.5 units. We're now minus 13. Onwards and upwards. So let us crack on. We've got some good games here to cover. Russ, going to start with you here on this one because we're going to cover West Ham versus Arsenal. Arsenal 1.95, West Ham 3.6, and the draw 3.9. Arsenal obviously known for their leaky defence. Can they keep West Ham from scoring?
I don't think so. No. Both teams have scored in Arsenal's last 5 league games. But you look at West Ham at home, it's a mixed bag. One day they can be absolutely superb, beat Manchester United, played really well that game. And then you look at their last 2 home games. Watford, they lost 2-0. Brighton, when everyone thought they would win comfortably, that was the trap game, and they drew 1-1. But I think they will score against Arsenal. I think Arsenal will score. I think there will be plenty of goals. So the play here is 1.8, both teams to score, and over 2.5 goals.
Yeah, there we go. First, yeah, I love that one as well. Not so strong on the road, Arsenal. I think West Ham should be able to find the back of the net here as well. Interesting, though, you're not playing the Arsenal win there at the tempting prices of 1.95. Flash, you've obviously been really doing well going for those odds. Last week, you guys, Big Man and yourself, I think it was last week, you were on the Burnley as a banker at 4.2. Maybe it was the week before that. But we just lost Flash. We just lost Flash. All right.
No, I'm back.
Who's back?
Yeah, I'm back. I'll tell you what I tried to do, and I don't mind making a fool of myself. I tried to minimise the page and then look to see where all the comments and that were, and all of a sudden it just all went wrong.
Oh, do you want me to send you the comments?
No.
That's right, we do it live, Flash, is to read the comments. You've got to read the comments.
Okay.
You've got a lot. You have a lot of support. Here you go.
Remember, I'm here 26 hours early.
You are here 24 hours early. Yes.
No, 26.
26 hours. All right. William Apono says, I don't trust Arsenal. I agree, actually. I do not trust Arsenal. Are you playing the outrights, Flash?
No, I'm not. It's an Alex Classic all day, every day. Well, I mean, 1.75 is not great, so I'll end up sticking them in the parlay as well.
Mhm.
But it's a 0.75 against maybe one of the other losing selections if I have one.
Well, I found 1.8. Normally your bookie
Yeah,
is a
1.8.
little. Yeah, normally your bookie is a bit more generous than that, Flash. Normally it would probably be around odds of like 1.9 or odds of 2.
Told you before, I like to give the little bits tonight to charity.
All right. Well, listen, full house on the Alex Classic. I'm exactly on that one as well. Odds of 1.8. I think it's going to be an open match with plenty of goals. Brighton versus Liverpool now. Liverpool 1.38, the draw 5.5, and Brighton at home priced 10. Just 4 points now separate Liverpool and Man City after Man City won their head-to-head against Liverpool. And interestingly, Liverpool lost their FA Cup to Wolves 2-1. I was quite surprised by that one. I think Liverpool need to win. Obviously, 1.34 is a little low. What do you find there, Flash?
I'm going to have to pass it, but I looked and I was hoping that the Brighton double chance would have been around 4, because they're so tough to play against at home. Liverpool have got all sorts of defensive problems, but they've got them boys at the front. I mean, the midfields are also taking a bit of a battering recently for going sideways and playing too slow. So I wanted like more on Brighton double chance at 4, and when I saw it was only like 3.5, I just went off it and just thought maybe an Alex Classic, and then all of a sudden I had everything but the Liverpool winning it comfortably, so I just had to leave the game alone.
Yeah, I sort of feel you on this one. We've got Longbow liking Liverpool minus 1.5. William Apono, Liverpool, and the over 2.5 at 1.67 over Di Suave. I found quite an interesting bet, actually. I haven't played this one this season, but Russ, what are you going for?
I'm going for Brighton +2 at 1.95. Totally agree with everything Flash says. Brighton undefeated in all 4. Undefeated in 4 in all competitions. Defending well. They play well against the big teams. But I can't see Liverpool winning this comfortably. Therefore, again, I looked at the Asian handicap, which, again, is something that I played on the FA Cup games when you get the weaker teams against the big teams, which some of them came in. And I don't want to carry it on here. So, yeah, Brighton +2 at 1.95. Okay.
I'm going to go for goals. I was really surprised with the odds on this one. Might be a bit low for some. But maybe even great for an Ackerfill as well. Goals in both halves. It doesn't matter which team scores the goals in both halves. 1.62. I really like that one. So yeah. I didn't have to back a winner. I'm a little bit nervous of Brighton at home. A little bit nervous of the 2 losses that Liverpool have had. And goals in both halves. Yes, 1.62. Do you think I'm onto something?
Yeah, I mean, 1.62 is not great, is it?
Well, yeah, of course, when you're not happy
what
with
would you do?
When
what would you put that in?
You're not happy with odds of 3.5, listen, horses for courses, you know what I'm saying? But 1.62, I'm quite happy with that one.
Would you stick it in with Arsenal Alex Classic?
I haven't decided yet. We'll have to wait till the end of the show for that one. But yeah,
right, okay.
I like odds of 1.6 and above, I have to say. And at 1.62, come on, goals in both halves. Liverpool can do that by themselves. I don't need to decide whether Brighton is going to score. I don't need to bank on a team winning. Goals in both halves.
This is a massive game for Liverpool.
Yes.
Because obviously they've lost at Manchester City. They've lost in the FA Cup. This is probably their toughest game between now and the end of the season. They win this, they get back on track. Man City are at home to Wolves that do well against the big teams. Liverpool win this at 3:00. They go back 7 points clear for a few days. They don't, and then again, I can only see Man City winning this. So this is a huge game for Liverpool.
Huge, completely agree with you. Completely agree with you there. All right, so Russ liking Brighton +2. I'm going for goals in both halves. Yes, 1.62. Burnley versus Fulham. Burnley 2.47, Fulham 3.3, and the draw 3.2. Like I mentioned, Burnley seem to be on a sort of a winning run now. 3 in a row. They're looking good against a team still winless in the second part of the season here. Still winless on the road. 2.47. Flash, surely you like those odds.
I do, yeah. But Burnley, I look at this and you just match them up, and you've got Fulham who don't keep clean sheets, and the reason they don't keep clean sheets is because they're disjointed. They're quite weak. They ball watch. They let in so many goals from second phase. So as you go to Burnley are all about second phase, ball in the box, knock down, all rebound. Burnley all day for me, 2.47. I expect it to be tight early on. If Burnley go up early, then I think that they may have a little field day, and the field day for them is scoring 2.
Yeah, Burnley all day for me, a moral, as Flash likes to say. Russ, are you on the Burnley train?
We're all on the Burnley train. Absolutely. Burnley 2.47. As you said, 1-3 on the bounce. Fulham demoralising loss at home to Oldham in the FA Cup. They don't travel that well. They lost to Arsenal 4-1. Obviously, we know Arsenal can score for fun, but again, still they conceded 4. They've conceded plenty of goals away from home. Turf Moor, tough place to go. Yeah, we're on the Burnley train. Don't mess about with any overs or unders with it. Just straight Burnley win.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, William Apono says Burnley, Fulham, both teams to score. I'd be nervous about that one. Just 7 have Fulham scored on the road. Turf Moor being that tough place. Anna S, I'd lean Burnley win 2, and then
the other reason that can I just interrupt you for a second there? The reason I would be, I'd also agree with you there about being very nervous about both teams scoring, is because Fulham have got a habit of isolating Mitrovic because they tend to defend deep. Now, the way that Burnley play is it's out of your feet, at the back, hit it long, and that forces a team to defend deep and deep and deep. And as the game goes on, Mitrovic will be further and further isolated. So I'd be very, very careful of that.
Yeah, I feel it's a coin toss, and at 1.88, William, maybe think of another bet or take that Burnley at the beautiful odds of 2.47. Cardiff versus Huddersfield now. Cardiff 2.2, draw 3.3, and Huddersfield 3.7. I believe we still have John Smith watching. Obviously, it's a relegation battle, and with 2 teams that need the points, Huddersfield more so. They're down at the bottom. They've got 10 points. It really is a must-win for both. Now, Flash, I tell you what, another thing that's bumped up. So I did literally all our record over the past 2 days here, for the Christmas ones. You went for 2 great bets of the under 1.5 goals. I think both were like odds of 3.5. Both of those came in. I was wondering, is this a sort of an under 1.5 goals? Sort of looking at the home side here, but they've sort of been they've had losses, but they've been playing to like the team Spurs, Manchester United, 2.2, not a bad price for the home team. But Cardiff, Huddersfield are desperate for those points, and it gets a bit scary sometimes to bet against a team that are so desperate. Even I think 9 losses in a row.
Yeah, they're both desperate. They are both desperate, and I look at Huddersfield and I think, that they could well go and win here, but they don't score enough goals. Cardiff don't score enough goals, and I was looking at under 2.5, the draw, so coupling the 0-0 and the 1-1, but the odds of that were only just above the draw price. So I thought, well, I've got to go for the draw. I think that both teams are going to be happy with a win. And I look at it and think, hang on, both teams are going to go in here and think they can get the 3 points. And if that's the case, then I'm happy to take the draw all day. And I think I've got the draw at just over 3.
Yeah, 3.3.
Well, you got the draw at? Yeah, 3.3, and that's my selection. I'm going for the draw.
Yeah, a lot of people saying William Apono, pass for me. Longbow, pass for me. I think I said also as well, Annes, continue betting against Huddersfield. John Smith is watching. He said Huddersfield without Mui until early February. Massive blow. So 2.2 is probably looking quite tasty. Russ, are you playing this match?
Yeah, I think Cardiff are going to nick this 1-0.
Yeah.
It's a shame we've not got Big Man here because this game should be on Sky Sports prime time. These two teams, two fantastic free-flowing football teams. It'd have a field day. No, obviously not. These are really two poor teams, but Cardiff have just got a bit about them so far. As you've seen, 18 points in the Premier League. I think winning 1-0 at Leicester last time out. Although the rest of the games haven't been too good, I think they can nick it by the odd goal. They've just got more about them from set pieces. I think they can nick one. And Huddersfield, they're really struggling. Lost, I think, 5, 6, 7 in a row. Yeah. Not scoring. It's a big defeat. Cardiff, if the crowd are on side, it's a tough place to go. So Cardiff win.
I think as well that loss to Bristol City as well. Huddersfield 1-0, not looking good for them this season. Under 2.5 goals was 1.62.
You say that, but Cardiff went and got beat by Gillingham.
That's true.
Neither of these. Let's not bump these two sides up. I think that both of these sides will go down. There's nothing between them apart from one's playing at home and one's playing away. They both put their all in. They're both not good enough. All three results here. I could see. Listen, let me just go on record. I'm going for the draw. I could see Huddersfield winning this 2-0. I could.
Then go for the under 2.5 goals though. There's still value. Or if you want, you can go and stick that 1.62 with goals in both halves in the Liverpool match. At
you know where you can stick that 1.62, don't you? I'm going for the draw at 3.3 because it's unbelievable. 3.3. Honestly, I thought this would be like a maybe even just a 2.9 game. This is like an Italian game.
My only question on this one is, I know you've good odds of 3.3, but there's 10 games to bet on. I think the consensus here on chat is a pass. And I'm just wondering whether a pass is a good one or the under 2.5 goals at 1.62.
Well, there you go. There's your 1.62. You just copy and paste that 1.62.
Stick that one on my bet diary. That's where I'll stick that.
I think you should. You should have that as a homepage. Natalie at 1.62.
Well, there you go. I'm not greedy, Flash. I'm not greedy. Listen, if there's value in it.
You're 12 points. You're 12 points down. You need to start spreading your wings a bit.
I can't argue with that one. No, I can't argue with that one. But I can't take a ton of chances either. So do you know what? I think I am going to pass. I'm moving on because there are other games to play. Crystal Palace versus Watford. And I have to say, I think I am going to be passing this one as well. I think it's hard to pick a winner here. I think all outcomes, including totals, could be on the cards. Crystal Palace 2.2, draw 3.4, and Watford 3.5. I think both have a chance of winning this one. Russ, let's start with you. What do you like here?
3 letters, PASS. Anything can happen in this game. Watford can be good. Away from home.
Did you say 3 letters?
No, I did. I think it's 4.
Did you say 3 letters and then spell 4?
4, sorry.
You know what you're going to say? You meant 3 possible outcomes.
3 possible outcomes, 4 letters, PASS. Let's leave it at that. Anything can happen in this game. Overs, unders, home, draw, away.
Well, at least you didn't say 3 letters PAS. At least you showed us that you did know how to spell the word. It's just counting, not quite the forte, but that's okay. Yes, pass.
Over to you, Flash.
Flash, what are you going for? Are you going for the 3-letter word, or have you got a bet?
No, I think you've got to pass. Yeah. You have definitely got to pass because you copy and paste Palace and you stick them into a yellow shirt from the other side of London, you get Watford. These are mirror images of each other. Hence the reason that they're both athletic, they've both got pace, they both let in silly goals, they go and win games they shouldn't. Honest, they just mirror image against each other. So for me, leave it well alone. Yeah,
but the other things, some games are involved in is high scoring, and others it's the under 2.5 goals. I just think it's a coin toss, and I think when it's a coin toss, stay clear. Pass for me. Yeah. Leicester versus Southampton now. Leicester 2, draw 3.3, and Southampton 4.3. Odds with 10 bet. Saints obviously winless in the last 4 matches, 2 losses, 2 draws. 7th and 18th on the table. Home side looks interesting, price 2, doubling your money. But the question is, are they reliable enough? It's kind of one of those, you bet them, they lose. You don't, they win. Russ.
This is a 4-letter word, begins with P and ends in S. I was tempted to go double chance Southampton at 1.92. Southampton drew at Chelsea, which is obviously a great result for them. They've got the new manager. They've got pace about them up front in Redmond. Defensively, they're looking a little bit better than they were. They'll go at Leicester here. And again, as you said, Leicester, you just can't trust them. One day they can be brilliant and beat Man City. The next day they can lose away at Newport, or they can lose at home to Cardiff. So, yeah, it's a pass for me. But the lean would be 1.92 double chance Southampton. Yeah.
I have to say, me too, passing on this one as well. Very tempted on Leicester, I have to say. But let's see. Flash, you going to go for Southampton?
No, I don't think. Again, this is definitely we can have 6 bets here. I think Alex Classic is a definite because neither of them can defend. I mean, Leicester have already paid their money for me this week because I had 25 quid on Newport at 8-1 the other day, which was nice. But if I marry up these teams, apart from Vardy, they're ordinary. They are absolutely ordinary. Defences are the same. Both teams scoring over 2.5 would be my only confident one, and maybe Southampton double chance.
Yeah,
but I don't think I'm leaving. It's a pass. It's a pass.
Yeah, Jack L likes Saints double pass, double draw no bet at 3, double chance there as well. I don't know what the odds are, but John Smith says for Flash. What? Sorry.
1.92 Southampton double chance. That would be my lean.
Yeah. John Smith says for Flash, the Southampton new manager is looking good. What do you think?
Too early. It's like a bounce. It's about like when you have a look on the markets and a stock goes down and it has that little bounce. Everyone thinks it's going to go up and up. Nothing goes up in a straight line. It's too early. He needs to get some players in and he needs to get some players out.
There you go. All right. Dagenbet is liking Southampton to win and the over 2.5 goals. So predicting goals as well in that one. Chelsea versus Newcastle now. Chelsea 1.25, draw 6.75, and Newcastle 15. Obviously, Chelsea lost their FA Cup match. They were on a winning streak. And obviously, Newcastle have been on a rocky road since playing Huddersfield 15th of December. And they've got like a little pattern for those who like sort of like pattern betting. They've like lost 1, drawn 1, lost 1, drawn 1, lost 1, drawn 1. The next, if you're following the trend, is a loss. So do we think Chelsea have got this one? All 3 points, 1.25. What do you think, Russ?
1.91 Chelsea to win to 0. I think this is going to be low scoring. As we know, Chelsea are really struggling to score lately. 0-0 home to Southampton. They didn't score against Spurs, although against second half they did play really, really well last night. I think they will break Newcastle down. So that's why the 1.91 to win to 0. I don't think it'll be high scoring at all.
Ooh, I tell you, funny enough, sometimes when a bet doesn't pop into your head here, we've got Longbow, Chelsea and the under 4.5 or 3.5 goals. I don't know what for the under 4.5, but Chelsea to win in the under 3.5 goals is 2.05 by Jack L. That was my initial thought as well, Russ. I went Chelsea to win to 0, 1.91, but I am very much liking Chelsea in the under 3.5 goals. I agree with you as well. I think it's going to be low scoring, and I think I may change my official bet to the Chelsea in the under 3.5 goals. What are you going to go for?
I'll join you on that. Sorry, I'll join you on that. It's a better price. Let's do it. I don't think there'll be many goals. 1-0, 2-0.
I'm always thinking of this bet. Why didn't it not come into my head? Chelsea in the under 3.5 goals. Thank you, Jack.
Thank you, Jack.
Flash, what are you going for?
I'm going for Newcastle double chance at 4. Newcastle far better than Southampton defensively, far better organised. And if Hazard doesn't score, nobody scores. I can see Newcastle getting something out of this game. Remember, Newcastle were 2-0 up at Old Trafford earlier on in the season. All right, they got beat 3-2. But I was so close to saying Newcastle at 15 for 1 unit because I can, but I've gone with Newcastle double chance at 4, and I think this seriously could be a 0-0 or 1-1.
I have to say, getting quite cocky there, because you can stick 1 unit from your 34 units that you have available. Because I can. Yeah, but they've got, they may have earlier on in the season, but they're not doing well now. I'm surprised that you feel confident that they can.
I feel confident enough because Chelsea can't score, and if Hazard doesn't score, and I just see that Newcastle are just they're dogged and they're well organised, and it only takes their keep. Listen, Southampton went there and got a draw. Southampton can't keep a clean sheet. If they're playing against under 12s, so Southampton can do it, then Newcastle can do it.
Well, they weren't organised enough to beat Fulham on their home turf. Fulham winless on the road. All right, fair enough.
Oh, yeah, what was that game? What was the score? What was the score in that game?
0-0.
What was the score? No, Newcastle won 1-0, didn't they? Fulham beat Newcastle 1-0, did they?
No, Newcastle Fulham 0-0.
Oh, was it?
0-0. They failed to score against Liverpool. They drew at Watford 1-1. Failed to score at home hosting Manchester United. Drew against Blackburn Rovers. But clearly, at Chelsea, they're going to win this, according to top of the leaderboard chart. It's Flash.
Newcastle double chance at 4.
Because you can. All right. Everton versus Bournemouth. Everton 1.81, draw 4, and Bournemouth 4.7. 11th and 12th. Here, both teams have just won 1 match in 5. I have to say, I think the odds for Everton are very low. I'm staying away from the outright, and I think both leaky defences here. I think we've got goals on the cards. Alex Classic at 2.01. Are you playing the outrights, Flash?
Yeah, I've got 3 bets in this, and they're all official. I'm going with Bournemouth double chance at 2.1. I'm going with Bournemouth at 4.7, and I'm going with the Alex Classic at 2.01.
3 bets.
In the same game. I'm happy to have three units on this game because I don't see either team keeping clean sheet. I think that Everton have not gelled. I think that you don't know what team they're going to play, and they're quite disgruntled up there. I mean, this is a side that got beat against Leicester 1-0. Leicester were probably a 5 out of 10, and they were far better than Everton were. I mean, I unless Vardy comes up with that goal, which was out of a mistake from Everton, it was 0-0 every day of the week. And I see Bournemouth going there, maybe just being a little bit too energetic.
All right. Well, hopefully that energetic is going to translate to goals here. Anes, both teams are scoring over 2.5 goals. Longbow, Alex Classic. Dagenbet or Degenbet, I think you sent me how to pronounce his name. Flash is great. Go hard or go home. There you go, Flash. Alex Classic for me. What are you going for, Russ?
It's a pass for me. Obviously, with both teams conceding a ridiculous amount of goals lately, obviously Everton getting beat 6-2 at home to Spurs, it could have been 10-2. And obviously Bournemouth played a couple of the big boys over the festive period, conceded quite a few. I think both of them would take a point. Both of them would absolutely take a 0-0 and then start again. They need to sort out their leaky defences, both of them, if they're going to climb the table. And again, I could see Flash are absolutely fine with those 3, but I could see any 3 results happening here, home, draw, and away. So I'll take this as a pass. Very difficult for me.
Interesting. Again, Degenbet says, I think the over is a given. The over is 1.67. Flash might tell you where to stick that one, 1.67. But I think
sticking with your 1.62s.
I think it's higher than my 1.62. And then Sean Mack says, I love Flash's bets. They are always left field, but his record is legendary. Jesus.
Early days. It's early days.
Yeah, God. Be careful, Sean Mack.
That's my other name.
I'm not sure his head can get any bigger right now. The box is only so big to fit Flash in, so we've got to keep his head down. Just
I can have your box because your box is bigger than my box.
Well,
The boss.
My box. All right, 2 matches left. Obviously, the big key highlight match: Spurs versus Manchester United. Tottenham 2.1, draw 3.6. Manchester United 3.5. Those odds with 10bet. We are powered by 10bet. I don't like to say it all the time because it does get a bit repetitive for all our viewers. But if you are a new customer, we have a promotion code, SBR10bet or SBR10bet UK, depending on where you're coming from. And the links are in the description. If you need any more help, message me on Twitter and I will gladly help. Obviously, Manchester United winning streak. They're obviously not missing Mourinho. We're seeing more goals from them. Flash, you said that this was going to be the case. It is happening. Last 2 matches, though, under 2.5 goals, which I think you also mentioned. You did Manchester United, the under 2.5 goals, the other match, the last Premier League.
Yeah, 4.1.
Yeah, I know. I did the record, Flash.
That's well, I'm just making sure you did it right.
Yeah. And I think we're going to. I think Manchester United have got to go in and attack. Spurs does have a good defense here. They have kept. I think they've kept 3 clean sheets in their last 5. But I think Manchester's newly found attacking power should get past Spurs' defense. Russ, start us off in this great match here we're going to have.
For me, it shows how far Spurs have come. Spurs haven't got beat at home to Manchester United in 7 years. Now, who'd have thought that with obviously Man United, the power that they are. Spurs have won the last 3, obviously whether it's Wembley or at White Hart Lane, and they drew the 3 prior to that. Spurs obviously playing really, really well. 3rd in the league. Obviously were chasing the Premier League title until they lost to Wolves, and I think they're too far behind now. But look, obviously Kane, Eriksen, Son, Ali, plenty of goal threat. And obviously Man United recently 5 wins out of 5 under Solskjaer, scoring for fun. I've got 2 plays here. One is Spurs at 2.16.
Yeah.
I think Spurs will continue their good Premier League form. And obviously the Alex Classic at 1.91. Both teams are scoring over 2.5. This should be an absolute classic. This game.
Yeah.
Man United will come and play. Obviously Pogba has been the star of the show lately. Mourinho's gone. He's just thought, you know what, I'll start playing football now.
Right.
And obviously he's got all of the team behind him. And again, you look at Spurs, they're just a fantastic team. They're just a really good team at the minute. So plenty of goals. But I think Spurs will come out on top.
Yeah. I know that's Spurs price 2.1, but let's see if we're going to get a left field from Flash. Are you going to go for Manchester United at 3.5?
No, Spurs. I'm really impressed with Spurs. And listen, and I'll tell you the way I've matched this game up. Like quarterback, as in Spurs is strikers, midfield, attacking-minded players against Man United secondary, which is basically their defenders, and they are all over the shop. They are not good. They are not a unit. And I remember this game being a little bit like when I said that Spurs would beat Chelsea earlier on in the year. And you match up the sides. And, Man United are great going forward, and they are on the front foot. The problem is now, against this Spurs side, is that when you're on the front foot, you need to keep that back door closed because they could have the ball in your net 2.3 seconds later. So, for me, I can only go with Spurs to win this game because I don't see the Man United defenders being able to handle Tottenham's movement or forward creativity. Spurs for me, and if they just get found out a little bit, Man United.
Yeah. Do you think Manchester United will score in this one?
Quite possibly. But I just think that, again, I'm overcomplicating it a little bit there because with Tottenham, they are so good defensively.
Yeah, they are 3 clean sheets in 5. But you know what? I'm joining.
And the reason I say that is you've got the fullbacks. Just say we've got the fullbacks of Rose and Trippier up against Martial and just say Lingard. Them 2. The only way that you can actually get them pushed back, get Rose and Trippier pushed back, is they've got to go. It's not going to happen. So you've got to rely on Martial and Lingard to track Trippier and Rose. And they haven't got obviously Lingard will do his shift, but they haven't got a defensive bone in their body.
Yeah.
So I see the likes of Ashley Young and whoever plays at right back being overrun.
Yeah, I have to say I'm with Russ on this one, going for the Spurs win and going for the Alex Classic as well. 2 units on this game, separate bets there. Jack L says, not looked up the odds, but goals in the first 30 minutes would be where I'd go to. I think it could be similar to sort of the Man City Liverpool game. I'd be a little bit nervous. I think for the first 30 minutes we may not see a goal. Do you see based on what you just said there, Flash? Do you see a goal early on?
I think Tottenham would like to think so. I mean, I can see where you're coming from, thinking that they're going to try and stay in the game. I would say yes. Yes.
Go first, go
Yeah, because the thing is, Man United have got to come out and have a go.
Yeah.
But them coming out and having a go and showing that we're here and we're not frauds. Although you look at the teams they've played, Newcastle, Huddersfield, Cardiff, you think to yourself, we've got to prove something here at Wembley. But then that means that you're leaving the back door open for Spurs to hit you on the break. So, I would say yes. I would say that I expect to go in the first half hour.
Ooh, Sean Max, Spurs team total over 1.5 goals at 1.8. I'm having a bit of that. He says, I quite like that one, actually. Russ, what do you think? Obviously, you're going for the Alex Classic here. Both teams are scoring the over 2.5 goals. Do you think again, goal in the first 30 minutes? Or do you think it's where there's going to be a lot of action, both teams trying to attack, and it does sort of cancel each other out in that sort of first 30 minutes?
Yeah, I think there'll be goals. Early. I think Man U will come and they will play. Obviously, these guys have played in World Cup finals, Champions Leagues. They'll love the stage of Wembley, so they'll come and play, no fear. And obviously, from I assume Man United's perspective, they'll feel they can outscore Spurs.
Yeah,
they've got to go for it.
Yeah, I have to say that Spurs team total, very nice indeed, 1.8. All right, so Flash liking the Spurs win, me, Russ, and both on the Spurs win as well, and then Alex Classic, me and Russ at 1.91. Final game playing on Monday, which means it's on the telly. Man City versus Wolves. Man City 1.2, draw 7.5, and Wolves 17. What will you be watching the match, Flash, or will you be washing your hair? Be watching this one
Monday. No, I'll be travelling back. I guess I might listen to it on the radio. Funnily enough, because it makes my journey go a little bit quicker. But it's a pass from me. But I sincerely. I definitely expect Man City to win the game. Find out how they win it and find the value and get the right bet. Then, I mean, the job's half done. But I haven't. I just said I'll pass it. I always pass Man City games.
Do you? Well, I tell you, a casher for me has been Man City in the over 2.5 goals or Man City and the over 3.5 goals, obviously when the odds are a little bit low. I think the bookies are cottoning on to this Man City in the over 2.5 goals bet, 1.62. Good enough for me, but I don't know in this case.
I've heard that before, Flash. Have you 1.62?
That's Nat's new name on Twitter. Natalie Rydstom at 1.62.com.
Well, yours is Flash 37. Is that 0.37? 1.30 units.
No, you know it's 3.7.
Flash 3 point. Actually, it's almost the amount of your profit there, 37. So that could be your profit. Number.
Yeah, it was my average price, 3.14 or something.
I can tell you. Well, you did Newcastle, I think it was at 15. That certainly bumped your. You go and throw a few in. Here we go. Actually, no, I'm going to say categories. I am bringing it up. But question also, Russ here. You know, Man City do concede, and I think you played the both teams to score bet recently with Man City, and that was a really good winner for you. Get odds of 2.88 with that one. My thoughts is just Wolves can just be unreliable.
This is a really tough one because Wolves have played fantastically well in every game they played against the Big Six. They drew 1-1 at home to Man City. They lost 3-2 at home to Spurs and obviously beat them 3-2 away. They drew 1-0 at Arsenal. They just came unstuck at home to Liverpool in the league, but obviously beat them in the cup. But Man City are playing so well. They've clicked into gear. I know obviously they hit Rotherham for 7, But again, obviously that game against Liverpool, they were outstanding, and obviously Liverpool again have been superb this year. A tentative play is if Wolves can defend and go to City with no fear. Wolves +2 at 1.98 would be a play.
The other thing,
it's such a difficult one. It's such a difficult one because if Wolves don't turn up because they have been on a good run, City could just be free scoring, knock them for 3, 4, or 5.
The other thing, obviously,
Russ, what's Man City to win to 0?
I haven't got that in front of me, but I would assume it's probably about 1.9, I think.
I'll bring that one up. But like obviously, you do like to mention, Flash, that these Monday games being on the telly, that the teams do turn up.
Yeah, they do. But I mean, I look at this as a match-up, and the reason that Wolves have done so well throughout the season so far against the big ones is because they all play the same style. For all intents and purposes, Wolves are they're almost like a Portuguese side, and that's just the obvious because of the coach and the amount of players they've got from Portugal and from on the continent. But they want to play this style of game, but they want to play, and they do so well when their wing backs are high up the pitch. Let me tell you now that their wing backs will not be going high up the pitch, because if they do, Sane, De Silva, Sterling, they will get in for fun. So, I mean, my selection here, I'm going to make it official as it goes, is Man City to win to 0.
Ooh. Man City to win to 0. 1.9, says Sean Mack here. Yeah, 1.9.
There you go. Cheers,
goes
Sean.
as high as you get 1.9 Bet365, 1.91 Boyle Sports, odds of 2 at Sky Bet.
Yeah, but with Sky Bet, you can get about 5 pence on.
What did you?
Now, what was it you said that Man City to win an over 2.5?
Man City in over 2.5 is 1.62. Man City in the over 3.5 is 2.25.
I can't believe you just asked that.
Sorry.
If it's a good bet, you take it, Flash. Come on. I'm tempted, but I don't know. I'm also tempted on the Man City in the over 3.5 goals at 2.25.
Now, I think my official plan, this is going to be a pass, but the strong lean would be Wolves +2 at 1.98. I think they can frustrate them, and City could win by 1. But I'll say the official play is a pass.
Giorgio Michelangelo says City will outclass Wolves. Look at the over 1.5 goals in the first half.
I'll tell you the other thing you've got to look at, Nat, is that Man City have been thrown a lifeline by beating Liverpool the other night. Listen, there's no more slip-ups for them boys, especially at home. They're going to have to put all these sides to the sword.
But this is why I think City can win, and obviously because, as you said, Wolves do play really well with the ball. They could just win by the 1 goal, which is why again the lean of Wolves +2 at 1.98. Is one that, again, I was seriously thinking of.
Anthman Hussein says Man City team total under 2.5 goals full time. He's predicting a 2-1 scoreline. Longbow.
We're starting to overthink it now.
Yeah.
I just want to bet for this one. You know what I mean? You know when you want to I know.
Take my Wolves +2, Nat.
No.
Do what you normally do, Man City and over 2.5. What price is that?
Which one? The over 2.5?
No, Man City to win and over 2.5.
Yeah,
what is that?
1.62.
He just wanted to get you to say it.
Flash. I'm going to think right to the end. Do I take a jump? 1 unit, Man City in the over 3.5 goals. All right, okay. 'Tis the time when we run through our bets, which will be added to our bet record. So start us off, Russ. What are you going for Matchday 22?
West Ham v Arsenal, 1.8. Both teams to score on over 2.5. Brighton, Liverpool, Brighton +2 at 1.95. Burnley, Fulham, Burnley win at 2.41. Cardiff, Huddersfield, Cardiff win at 2.2. Then we go Chelsea v Newcastle is Chelsea to win and under 3.5. Spurs v Man U, 2 plays. Spurs to win 2.16. Both teams to score on over 2.5 at 1.91. And the banker, is going to be Brighton +2 and Burnley win. And the ACCA is Chelsea to win and under 3.5 and 1.8. West Ham v Arsenal, both teams to score and over 2.5.
Did you have 2 bankers then? Did you say banker?
No, one.
Brighton +2.
Sorry. Yeah, you're absolutely right. My bad. The banker is Burnley at 2.41.
What am I dealing with here, Nat?
Well, it's well.
I've got
the only thing is, I was going to say,
four-lettered words.
You're generally the one though that likes to change the rules because you've got 3 units now on one match. So
yeah, but that's what the people tuning in want to know, though, isn't it? People want to know my official plays.
Yeah, I know that, but you're supposed to have like 1 or 2 max. But that's all right, Sensei. You have your your 3 because you can. Okay,
thank you very much. Because I am.
Where you go?
Okay, West Ham Alex Classic 1.8. That's against Arsenal. Burnley win 2.47. Cardiff Huddersfield draw 3.3. Spurs win 2.16. Newcastle double chance at 4. Bournemouth Everton double chance 2.1. Bournemouth to win 4.7. Bournemouth Everton Alex Classic 2.01. Man City to win to 0 1.91. My banker is Burnley 2.47. And as my parlay of the North London sides came up last week, we're going to stay with them. Arsenal and West Ham Alex Classic and Spurs.
All right. Wonderful stuff. Alex Classic, West Ham Arsenal at 1.8. Goals in both halves, yes. At the beautiful odds of 1.62, Brighton versus Liverpool. The Burnley win at 2.47. Passing on those games, Chelsea and the under 3.5 goals at 2.05, I think. Thank you, Jack L. Everton versus Bournemouth. I'm going for the Alex Classic at 2.01. And I think I'm going to make that one my banker. I'm going to go for the Spurs win and the Alex Classic. Separate bets there, 1.91, so 2 units on that match. And I'm going to skip the Man City. I'm just not confident enough. Man City versus Wolves with a massive lean on Man City in the over 3.5 goals at 2.25. I'm going to go for a 1.62 ACCA. I'm going to go for goals in both halves, yes, at 1.62. And I'm going to go for, what was my other one? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go for Alex Classic at 1.8, West Ham Arsenal, and goals in both halves at 1.62. There we go, guys. Week 22 in the bag. Best of luck with your bets. Bet responsibly. Also, actually, just on a final note, we are back doing our poker tournament, our SBR poker tournament. There's bounties on our heads. There's more information to follow. I will post on Twitter, but stay tuned with SBR Sports Pick Twitter. There'll be lots of announcements and information and who will be playing. And also give these guys a follow as well on Twitter at @flash_37 and at Russ Yersh. Thank you so much for watching.
Is it a night competition again?
It's a night one. But if you want, I think Alex might be on this one. So if you want to be on, it might be like 3 a.m, but you could just go to bed early and get up.
Yeah, because I've got nothing better to do.
What do you mean nothing better to do? This is something awesome to do. You win
At
a bit of
3 o'clock
money.
in the morning?
You get to win the money if you win.
I'll donate it to charity, you know me.
There you go. So... there you go.
We'll do an afternoon one.
We can't because everyone's working and filming and stuff.
All right. Okay. Let's see.
All right. Flash, thank you very much for your participation today.
You're welcome.
Of course, Russ, thank you for yours.
Thanks,
Best of luck with your bets, and I'll see you next week.
Thanks,
guys. Thank you.
Good luck, Russ.
Take care. And you.